tuning in to the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hello and welcome, AfterBuzzers. Thank you so much for joining us to discuss the fashion from Hollywood's biggest night. Of course, I'm talking about the Academy Awards, the Oscars. Definitely did not disappoint. I'm your host, April Whisenhant. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, basically everywhere at April Whisenhant. And I have my lovely panel here to discuss the good and the bad and the sometimes kind of funky. Where can they find y'all at?
And you can find me, my name is Justine, and you can find me on Twitter at Justine DiVanna 3 and on Instagram at Let's Face It with Justine.
My name is Dani, and you can find me on Instagram and on Twitter at Dani Golub.
Hey everybody, it's Howard III. You can find me Instagram, Twitter, all that stuff at Howard III.
As always, you can find us all at AfterBuzz TV. Be sure to download, like, comment. We really want to hear what you have to say because we are so excited to be discussing this with y'all tonight. Also, tweet us throughout the show. All of our Twitters will come up below us and let us know what you think, because it was overall a good night of fashion. What's your kind of takeaway from the night? Good, bad, what do you think?
There was more bad than there was good for me, personally.
I mean, I liked it. I think that the big stars didn't bring it as much as maybe some of the people that I wasn't expecting.
That's a great point.
Yeah, that is really true, because you'd think that a lot of the times that the people that you expect to look super good, that seems to happen. I don't know if it's maybe because they've run out of ideas because they've been going for so many years, but
right.
The big nominees, the ones that I really thought that were going to bring last night, just didn't bring it as much for me as maybe some of the people that were presenters.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah, I felt the same. I mean, that's a good point. I'm speechless.
So there were a few trends that we saw last night. One of the first that we'll talk about is there were a lot of pastels. A lot of, the big name nominees were wearing their pastel colors. We had Alicia Vikander in the yellow Louis Vuitton dress. What did y'all think about it? It got mixed reviews everywhere that I kind of saw. So what did y'all think about it?
I liked it. I mean, she gave me major Princess Belle vibes, which everyone was saying. I mean, down to the bun, and the whole look was to the T, Princess Belle. I mean, I think that we were saying it's every girl's dream, so she really brought it and rocked it.
She definitely did.
I thought it was a cute dress. I was one of the people who thought it was a mixed review. At first, I didn't like the shoes showing. I didn't like the front of the dress.
Right.
But when she turned around and showed the back, that's when I fell in love. I was like, okay, I can see this dress is just gorgeous. The hair, the makeup. Because at first, I was like, I ain't feeling them shoes showing. But the back was really pretty, so it made me love it.
I hated it. Hated it. And I had it in here. I downloaded the pictures, and for some reason, that's the one that didn't come up. It was on one of my worst. I think because it just looks so childish to me. I feel like maybe if you were 12, you should wear it. And then I didn't like how the front bunched up.
It bubble.
It looked uneven. It looked like it bunched up here a little more than here, and I didn't like it. I think she's so pretty that it's just, she could have picked another dress. I just didn't like it.
I thought on camera, or while we were watching kind of the red carpet and everything, and just pictures of it, I thought it did not look good. I don't know if it was the sun with that yellow, but actually during the Oscars, I thought she looked so beautiful that it became definitely not one of my best, but not one of my worst, where originally I was like, this is terrible. But I also think it was just because she is so beautiful that I was like, oh, of course you look great. But the hair is what kind of bothered me as well, with it just being, that's what took it from clear, you're wearing a fluffy yellow dress, you look like Belle, but her hair was exactly like Belle from Beauty and the Beast. And I've seen the funniest memes of that today.
All over the internet.
But either way, she won, so she looked good.
That's true.
And she's just so pretty. like, and I do hair and makeup, so looking at especially her makeup, like, it was just kind of more soft, and I feel like she just looked really pretty, and I think that's why the dress bothered me, because there's so many other looks she could have done that just like enhanced it. I don't know, I just wasn't a fan of it.
Yeah. Another one of our pastel ladies was Cate Blanchett in Armani Preve. This gorgeous blue color. Normally I don't like a lot of stuff with appliques, which now I learned it's feathers that were on it.
They looked like flowers, but if you look closely at the flowers, they're actually feathers.
Yeah, but I just thought she looked so great. A lot of times I think of a dress like that as kind of cheesy, but she pulled it off so well.
She takes a lot of fashion risks, and I think that this one was a hit rather than a miss. I've seen her miss a lot. There was like that pale pink dress she wore recently that I didn't love, and this is like the pale blue.
Yeah.
So I feel like she made it on this one compared to some of her other big risks she takes.
What do y'all think about the matching clutch? I like it.
I just think the last, I know exactly what dress you're talking about. She looked kind of like a mom.
Strings, yeah.
She looked like a mom.
Yeah.
And then this one, I feel like she looks just like a blue tree. I hate it. I sound so negative. I sound so...
Don't worry, I'll get there.
I just don't like it. I just think it looks so... I don't know. I don't like the pastel. I don't like all the stuff going on with it. I don't know. I think maybe just my taste is a little different.
Yeah.
I just am not... It's just too kind of Disney. Like the animated look, just kind of like the other one.
That's a good point for sure. And it's not the time of year for a lot of pastels, even though we saw so many of them. Another that we saw was Emily Blunt in a pink kind of chiffon-y Prada dress. And as we all know, Emily Blunt is pregnant, so I feel so bad saying this, but she honestly is one of my worst dressed because, now this is of course not because she is pregnant but in the slightest bit, she looks beautiful, but the dress in and of itself, it literally just looks like I took the white curtain off off of the rod and I couldn't find anything else to put on. I just think with women, pregnancy fashion is so in right now that you could definitely find something a little better to wear than that.
It's also hard too because if you don't know how to dress yourself correctly, you could make yourself, I mean, I don't know if she dressed herself or she probably had a stylist, but you can get into these kind of situations where they don't really look as good. I mean, I'm not even gonna say anything because I hate it too. So I there you go. You guys say your feelings.
I was wondering if it's some sort of foreshadowing that she's gonna have another girl with John Krasinski because it is like that perfect pastel pink as if she's going to her baby shower. So maybe this is a way of her telling us that there'll be another sister for their little Hazel.
Yeah, I mean, I hope this is the way because I don't hate it, but I don't love it. I like the color, but it's just missing something. I don't know if it needs more jewelry. I'm not sure about the fit, but you know, I don't want to say too much because she is pregnant. So.
Like I said, being pregnant, it's really hard to find things that fit you.
Yeah.
That's true.
But I mean, I think I would rather be dressed like that if I was pregnant than the way Kim Kardashian does, like literally having see-through things with her stomach.
Right, and like squishing your baby, or looks like you're squishing your baby. Anyway.
Really though.
I know. And one of our last pastels, Heidi Klum, and oh my, how much do I love Heidi Klum, but this Marchesa gown was by far one of the worst of the night in my opinion. All the layers, this right here, I literally, in the 5th grade, I will never forget, we had like a 70s prom kind of thing that we did, and I borrowed my best friend's mom's old prom dress, and it had like the flower right here and the long sleeve, and it's just like, Heidi Klum, what are you doing?
She's a supermodel.
She's a model!
Right.
She can wear anything and make it look good, except for this, apparently. I mean, I think she's been having some epic fashion fails recently, which is really sad to me because she is so beautiful.
Yeah.
This dress, I feel like may have had a chance without that sleeve. If you look at it
without
and
the flower.
Yeah, that whole contraption that's on this part of her body. If you look at it and try to mentally remove the flower in the sleeve, it's not a bad dress.
Yeah.
The color actually works and looks beautiful on her skin. I think it's just too much.
And it's like nothing to all this.
Exactly.
And this is gonna, I don't know how to explain what I'm going to try to explain. You know when you're kids and you have like those things that you wave around like when you're in gym class?
Oh yeah, the little
That's what that looks like. It looks like a
does.
million ribbons.
Yeah.
It does.
It just looks terrible. I can't even do it with the color. I just need to gut the whole dress. I need a whole new color. Just start from the beginning. I'm not loving the black in there. I'm not loving the dark purple. I'm just...
There's black in there?
It looks like... Oh, is that not black? You know, I'm a little colorblind.
Maybe it's like...
There's a darker purple.
The darker purple is just not working. And nothing about this dress. I don't know what's going on with Heidi in the camp over there, but she's really just been dropping the ball.
Yeah.
I don't understand. It's like one after one.
I know.
Yeah.
And you said that you were telling us before the show started that this was on Fashion Police, as they were saying that they liked it?
Yeah. They were loving it on Fashion Police, so I don't know what's going on over there with Juliana and Nene. Like, they getting it wrong.
A lot of dresses that I saw people liked, or even for the guys, I was like, they're my worst. Are you kidding me? This is terrible. But... You know,
some critics.
Maybe it's one of those things you got to see it in person, and
like,
I don't know.
But like, majority of the people are never gonna see these people in person.
Exactly.
So like, you gotta find something that looks good on camera, almost better than in real life. I mean, if you had to choose, because
I don't think in person would have made this better.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Speaking of purple, another trend of the night was the color purple. Not the movie, but you know. We had Tina Fey in a Versace gown. Naomi Watts was wearing Giorgio Armani. Reese Witherspoon, my girl, was wearing Oscar de la Renta, and I feel terrible for saying Oscar de la Renta is not good, but it just didn't fit her well.
The top was a little bunchy.
Yeah, exactly.
There were so many. I'm trying to like catch my eye over here of exactly which one.
I know, yeah. We have Tina Fey to the left, Naomi Watts, who is so beautiful, but I also was kind of like, she's done the same exact thing so many times. Like the fitted, strapless,
the mermaid
gown.
Kind of like that.
Very true.
I heard a story about Naomi Watts that her husband picked out this dress.
He did.
Oh, okay.
It was his
sweet.
night,
Yeah.
so she let him pick out of the few dresses she tried on.
Really?
Yeah.
That's really sweet of
As the
him.
guy's opinion,
Schreiber.
like it's actually because a lot of guys have no idea. They're just like, whatever. Like as long as you see like tits or something. But like, you know what I'm saying? He actually, turned out pretty good. So it's all right.
Okay.
It goes along too with, there was a lot of beading
Embellishments.
A lot of embellishments with tonight, just like we said with the feathers earlier. Our very own Maria Menounos was one of my best dressed, wearing a gorgeous silver Christian Siriano dress, and it had a lot of beadwork, and like I said, I'm typically not a fan of that, but when it's done right, it can just come off.
It was
so gorgeous.
And we're not just saying that because like she owns this
boss
place.
lady.
She actually looks amazing.
Because if you didn't, I'd be honest, girl. But I actually really like it.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
I love fitted dresses. I think that's what it is. So the way that it fits her really well, I like it.
I like how the train just kind of pulls around her in the perfect place. Now, I'm sure there was someone like sitting there making it perfect for her for every photo, but I mean, they did their job. And that pose,
this is just, it's just gorgeous. I can't remember the story that they did on E, how Christian was making this for her. He was doing it for some type of charity or something. Whatever, I guess it doesn't matter. But this is gorgeous. It's very tailored right. It goes in at the waist, which is what I just love. I don't know about that hourglass figure. It's just beautiful.
Weird, a guy likes an hourglass figure. What?
If you guys were to get dressed up and go to the Oscars, would you guys want more of that kind of form-fitting dress, or that kind of more princessy kind of?
I would go full-on form-fitting.
Same.
I think. I'm not into the...
What about you?
Princess. Yeah.
I go all out form-fitting. Show off these curves.
There you go. You got to.
The embellishments, though, were actually really big. A couple of the people, like Chrissy Teigen, wore embellishments, and back to Alicia Vikander, her whole yellow dress had silver embellishments all over it. And then, we'll talk about her later, but Priyanka.
I can't. She's...
Embellishments. So the embellishments, Maria is one of them, but they really killed it with the embellishments, I think, last night. It was one of the hot trends, for sure.
Oh, for sure. There was definitely a lot of other colors as well, other than the pastels and the purples. We had the greens with my girl Rachel McAdams in...
Saoirse Ronan.
Yes. She was one of your best, right?
She was one of my best.
She was one of my best, and I actually think it was so cute. She wore green for Ireland.
Oh,
she
really?
mentioned that, yeah, she mentioned that on the red carpet, that she is from Ireland. Her movie was about immigrating from Ireland, and so she wanted to rep her country, and I think she looked amazing. The dress is a Calvin Klein dress, which actually reminded me a lot of Selena Gomez's Calvin Klein blue sequin dress from the Grammys.
Yeah.
But they both killed it. I loved it. Saoirse was for sure one of my best dress of the night.
I love that. I love the cutout back. So like from the front it looks kind of plain, but then I like from the back that it's completely dipped low, and then I like that it's kind of like that. What kind of material do you think that is?
Sequins for sure.
Sequin.
It
All
was,
sequins, pretty much.
and I just love the trail in the back. I love it because I could never like not wear a bra with a dress. So the fact that she could wear nothing in the back, I don't know, I love it. It's like elegant. I like that she doesn't have to show, you know, the whole front like a lot of people did.
The perfect combination of classy and sexy for the Oscars.
Yeah, it really was.
That's what you have to do for that. We mentioned Rachel McAdams. She was wearing an August Getty Atelier dress, and she's one that I have mixed opinions about. There's a picture that will show of her from the back, and I mean, holy heck, she looks so freaking amazing.
Gorgeous.
But from the front, it just wasn't. It was almost kind of wrinkled in some pictures, which obviously, if you're wearing a silky satin gown, you're gonna. I mean, you sit down and you're gonna wrinkle, of course. But she wasn't.
I have it here.
She wasn't one of. Yeah, see,
like right in here.
It looks wrinkled in the spots where you don't want to look wrinkled as a female, you know, right in the hipular area, let's say. But what did y'all think? That's another people were mixed on.
Yeah, I'm definitely mixed on Rachel. I don't know. When she turned around, loved it. But just like you said, April, in the front, it was missing something. I know dress because, you know, the back is all out. You don't want to do too much in the front.
Yeah.
But
I could have added like a little maybe something. I like the slit. Yeah. I like the slit in it, and I think I like that it was simple. Yeah. Because a lot of people go all out, and my best dressed, which we're gonna get up to. Yeah. It was really, really like, you know, a lot of stuff on it, and so it was nice to see something a little bit more plain. So I don't know. I liked it, but I definitely liked it from the back better.
Yeah.
One of the colors that we saw a lot, white. There were so many, which is weird because there was a lot of black last night too, but for the Grammys we saw so much black, and then last night we saw a lot of white. One to discuss, Olivia Wilde. She was wearing Valentino Haute Couture, and everyone loved this. I'm probably the only person that didn't, but
I didn't
honestly,
like it either.
I just think she needed a little tape.
I was gonna say, that's the first thing that came to my mind, is not only does she look like she's wearing a lot of body tape, the dress kind of looks like masking tape down the front. I mean, like, it is, the back actually was a lot more beautiful, I think, than the front, but I think she's like has a baby. I mean, I was stunned by her body more than the gown. The choker was a little off for me too. It looked like it was a little tight on her over on, I think, the right side, and so the outfit wasn't, you know, my favorite, but I was just distracted by her amazing body in this.
I think like going back into form fitting again, like if it was form fitting, it may have been a little different, but the way it's cut off, it cuts off so high that it makes it look not form-fitting on the bottom. I don't know. I didn't really have a problem with it if the bottom was more like form-fitting. I don't know. It was all right. Maybe the straps were a little thinner. Yeah. I don't know. I didn't.
Yeah,
really like
it's something about up the top. When I saw it on the runway, when they did that side by side with the runway, the model had on like this long jewelry thing in the front, which looked really nice.
I would love that.
I would like that.
Yeah. She had like a centerpiece, and I was like, oh,
it would be
that's
more
what
like
it's missing.
Charlize.
Oh my gosh.
Whose look we'll get to, but that would make it more like that.
She was amazing.
Well, we had I was talking to my mom and her boyfriend last night, and we were looking at that dress, and I don't know, what do you guys think with, like, do you think it's too revealing? Because my mom, she was just like, oh my god, it's way too revealing, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I feel like certain body types can get away with it and certain can't. And I don't feel like her boobs are too big, that if someone did have bigger boobs, it may have been more inappropriate. Yeah. But I didn't really think it was that bad.
I think hers are the perfect size to kind of go with the no bra look. I just think she needed a little more tape. Yeah. That's all. Just my personal opinion. One of my favorite in white last night was Lady Gaga. She was wearing a Brandon Maxwell pantsuit, I guess you'd say, or pants dress. I called it, or because it had a skirt a couple in the times. Back. Right. But I just thought, I don't think it was very Oscar. I mean, it's too a little, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not dramatic enough, but also it's, you know, she's Lady Gaga. She wants to do something different, and so I'm glad that she, you know, took it the supremely classy route, but she just looks amazing, and I love it. Actually, I love it for doing something different for the Oscars.
She killed it. I mean, I think that we've really seen on the red carpet this year Lady Gaga as an actress versus Lady Gaga as a singer. And at the Grammys, she really brought Lady Gaga as a singer, and here is Lady Gaga as an actress. And I think she brought that like glamour, that Hollywood, but still with like a little bit of edge, making it a pants on the Oscars red carpet. You don't often see women in pants on the Oscars red carpet, so I think she still took a risk. Yeah. But she made it, you know, she made it her own, and it was still classy, and she looked absolutely gorgeous.
I think so too.
I think that her, I liked it again, but it kind of reminded me of Olivia too. Like I don't know, like a little bit more form-fitting. It just went out so much. And this isn't anything to do with outfits, it has to do with makeup. I really want to see someone do like a more intense brow on her, because it always looks like she has no brows.
Right.
Like
she hasn't dyed blonde right now.
I know, I hate it. I know it's fashionable. I don't, not into it. I'm a brow person. I like brows, so I feel like it, like, I don't know, but I definitely like that she's not wearing meat dresses anymore. Like, she's actually being a normal human being.
Yeah, congratulations to Lady Gaga for graduating from that stage in your life. 100%. Another white was Rooney Mara in Givenchy Haute Couture by Riccardo Tisci. I was not wowed by her at all. I thought it was just average. I mean, it's a gorgeous dress, don't get me wrong, of course. The beadwork on it, as typically all Givenchy's are, was amazing, but I'm over the like roughly split in the front and high-low dresses, and that I just feel like it's not meant for this time period.
Yeah, I feel like she always goes for that like older kind of time period. I just didn't like the weird stomach cutout. I just didn't really like it.
Yeah, it's something I personally didn't like the split in the middle. I thought it was a little bit too high. I was like, okay, do you? But just in my opinion, it's a little too high, and I don't like the ruffles on the end. She had like this little ruffle. I mean, I don't like the dress in general, but the main things I don't like about it is just the ruffles in that split. And I don't like she doesn't smile much.
I know.
She's always very serious and goth-like.
She hates red carpet. She hates red carpet. Yeah, she like makes that her thing. She doesn't like red carpet. She doesn't like doing all the interviews. I think she likes fashion. I mean, she definitely takes some risks, but I think that she wasn't happy, and she showed it.
Yeah.
I did a look with her I did this makeup look on my Instagram, and so I had to take pictures, and I'm not a big smiler either, but I was trying to do hers, and I'm like, damn, this girl, she looks really kind of like upset. So you can find this look on my Instagram. It's gonna be up tomorrow.
I want to talk about a few couples, because the couples ruled the red carpet last night. Chrissy Teigen, she was wearing Marchesa, and John Legend, of course, her husband. She is a woman who does pregnant right. She just looked her glam, everything. Yes. She was just absolutely beautiful, and I loved the embellishments on her dress. And she is like super pregnant at this point too. Yeah. I think she's like 8 or right at 9 months. And look, I mean, it's amazing.
She does it better than what's her name? That was
Emily Blunt.
Yeah, like come on, and she's even more pregnant.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I definitely love this. It was almost my best dress, but somebody else took it. But
I think we all have the same one.
Oh yeah, probably.
She just looks so beautiful. Like, it's just the pregnancy glow and the makeup and the hair, and just the dress just fits her. I saw that she was getting sewn into her dress.
Yes,
really? The baby.
They did.
Really?
A little baby bump. So.
Down to the beading at the very end. That was amazing.
I was like, you work, Chrissy. You better work this dress.
Can you imagine, we have to, find dresses that, it's like, oh, is it kind of fitting? Well, let's, squeeze it in the back. And then for her, she just gets to be like, oh, last minute, whatever you need, get it done. Oh, my God.
I follow her on Instagram, and she was saying that her ankles were extremely swollen at the end of the night.
Oh,
so,
I feel you.
I mean, for a pregnant woman to look this good and to just play it off as if she is comfortable, cool, and collected, I give her major props, because she looked amazing.
Oh, yeah.
And she does, a good in-between, too, of not being too, kind of like Emily Blunt, she didn't have any form, and she had form, but it wasn't like Kim, where it's suction cup to her.
Exactly.
It was done right.
Gotta mention Pharrell and his wife Helen Lasuchang. I probably just butchered that, so I apologize if I did. But Pharrell's always one to throw out the kind of, he wants to do something different. How do y'all feel about the cuffed, the high waters?
I hate it.
Me too.
I never liked it with Pharrell. I don't know what it is. I just never really liked Pharrell and the high waters.
It is not meant for the Oscars red carpet.
Yes, definitely
It's too casual, I feel like.
It's meant for the Grammys. It's meant for something else, but it's not meant for the Oscars.
For your house, but
yes.
And the hair does not help. I don't like that.
Pharrell is one of those people that they say is ageless, but this hair is aging him to me. Because I feel like Pharrell has always looked, I mean, apparently I think he's in his 40s, but to me he still looks like he's 20. But this hair just made him look like he's in his 40s, which I don't love.
It's just me. It's something about now Pharrell I'm like, oh, you're not 20 no more. Like, I don't know what's going on.
You're 40 now.
But if you, I was looking at pictures. If he didn't have that hair, he'd be okay. It just makes him look older because it's like lighter. Not that it's gray, because it's not. But it's more on that like lighter whitish grayish side.
Yes. Honorable mention to actually probably my favorite dress couple of the night, Sylvester Stallone. I feel crazy even saying it, but he was wearing Yves Saint Laurent couture, and his wife Jennifer Flavin was wearing Saint Laurent.
Wow.
Look at her leg.
How good they look. I am not used to seeing Sylvester Stallone on a red carpet and being like, he looks good, but he mixed it up with the really dark blue, almost kind of violety colored jacket, and she just looks ridiculous.
Amazing. This is a couple that does not look their age. They look half their age.
How old are they?
I think in their 60s probably.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe not her, but I think he is, and he's like a fox on the red carpet last night.
I know. He looks really good. And she's working this dress. It's like the whole, like, she just knows she's that girl, you know what I mean? And that's what can sell a dress.
Like, the term working a dress is literally this picture.
W-E-R-K.
Like, look at the way she's standing. She looks
like,
good.
she just knows. She knows she looks good. And that's, confidence is everything.
Hey, I think when you got it, you got it.
I love, I feel like the dress is plain. I love the way it looked. It's not my favorite because there's not a lot going on, but the way she looks in it makes it amazing.
That's what makes. I honestly think half the time that's what makes a dress beautiful. It's what she's wearing. What neither of them is wearing is actually that dramatic or embellished or anything. But when you wear it with that kind of confidence, it makes an amazing look.
And the pose doesn't hurt.
That Angelina Jolie legs she's got.
It's better than that. I think. Okay, let's get to some of our big stars of the night. One of my biggest standouts, and not in a good way, is Brie Larson. She won big, so happy for her, but her dress, I was telling Dani before the show, it looks like something that I would put on like my aquamarine Barbie going to prom kind of thing. And it is crazy to me that she popped up on a lot of best dress lists, because I just think so much about like the ruffles, the hair with it, and I know she likes to be more natural with her makeup, which I fully applaud, of course, but I don't think there's a single thing that I like about it other than the color.
I was literally just gonna say the exact same thing. I love that emerald color, but
I think it's definitely, I'm getting prom vibes like you said, but I think it's just, I've gotten prom vibes from a lot of the women on the carpet.
Yeah.
It's the hair and the dress are very prom-ish, especially with the big belt, and even Tina Fey I felt like was a little prom-ish.
Yeah.
This one just stole the show for that kind of look. I mean, she had the, little diamond clip in the back. I swear, I think a girl may have worn a clip just like that to my prom. And it's so sad.
I'm pretty sure I did.
I mean, I think that Brie really has brought it this year on the carpet, and her Golden Globes dress, that gold with the cutouts, that's what she should have worn to the Oscars, because that was a real wow factor. This was the big night. This was the night for her to wear her best look. And I think out of all the dresses from the SAG Awards, even from the BAFTAs, this was probably her worst.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think when it comes to makeup, just really quick, when it comes to makeup, like you said, she keeps it simple. Definitely when you're wearing something that really is like a statement, you don't want to like overdo, like, oh, the dress is a lot, so you don't want to go too much on your makeup. But there's a fine line. You don't want to go too natural, because then it's like you get overwhelmed by it.
Right.
So just darken it up a little. Give yourself at least a little darker lip. Like, even it out.
I don't know. Sure. Maybe I'm the only one who likes it over here. I don't know. I just like it on her. I don't know if it's the color, but something about it. I like the way it feels. I love the belt. I like the hair. Like, it's not my best, but it's close.
Well, everyone has their opinion.
It's not the worst.
Sure.
It's not the worst.
No, it's not the worst.
Definitely not the worst.
Just not the best.
I feel like we have to mention basically like Mrs. Oscars pretty much, except not this year. Jennifer Lawrence in her Christian Dior dress. Not anything terrible, not anything great, but I thought her hair and her makeup, her face looked beautiful. I'm used to her, though, shining and really, now, I mean, she looks hot, of course she does, but I'm used to her being like the center of attention. Now, she showed up with literally 1 minute to spare, so we didn't hear about her as much on the carpet, of course, as we normally would. But, she looks good, but I'm just used to seeing a little more from her, I guess.
I couldn't decide on this dress. Like, I remember looking at it, and the first glance, I was like, oh my God, love it. And then I looked really into it, and was it like feathery? Like,
lace?
I just wasn't feeling it.
Lace / feathers.
But then I kept saying, going back, thinking maybe I like it because I love the whole black and nude look. And then I was like, I just literally cannot decide, but I love her hair.
Like, her
obsessed.
hair looks amazing.
Yeah.
I want to talk about some of our standout guys from the night. I loved Eddie Redmayne and Alexander McQueen. He was wearing, the jacket is velvet. He just looked like someone who, you know, he knew that he looked good, but you were saying that
he doesn't have a stylist.
I mean, so he picked that on himself.
And I think that with men, tailoring is the biggest thing that they can do, right or wrong, on the carpet. And this is tailored to perfection. Like, he looks awesome, and I think it's so amazing that he did this on his own. That's one of his, you know, claims to fame on the carpet, that he just does this all himself. And he was saying that he regrets picking this because it was 85 degrees yesterday and he was in a velvet jacket. But I mean, I think it was worth it. He killed it.
Well, it's supposed to be cold in February. I get like thinking that velvet will be okay, but then no, we're in California and apparently it's not.
I think that guys are like, you guys are probably going to disagree with me, but I don't know. To me, like, first glances, guys look so similar. Like, I know that when it comes up to it, you look close and you're like, okay, there's this and that, but at least a girl, you're like, okay, that dress could look completely different than this. Yeah. And a lot of times, unless you're wearing like a bright, different color or it's not fit the way you said, but I just feel like it's a lot easier for guys to get away with not being on the shit list.
Yeah,
now,
definitely.
I definitely thought that, especially last night over any award show this season, I saw a lot of guys looking exactly the same, wearing the black tux, and that was it. But that's why Michael Strahan is actually one of my favorites. For the life of me, I'm so sorry, I could not find who he was wearing, but he has this like electric blue suit, and y'all might hate it, but I love it.
I hate it.
I think because he was different for me, and he stood out amongst the sea of everything, just plain black tux.
Exactly, stood out against the sea. Looks like he's in the sea. He's like bright blue.
It is pretty aquamarine, but
I think he looks really nice. I think it's well tailored and everything. I like the blue. I like the pop of color. I like it. I'd wear it.
Yeah, there we go. So someone had Common as one of their best dressed, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was wearing the all white jacket. I like that he mixed it up a little bit, but to me it wasn't one of my favorites actually. But I thought he looked good.
He had the black bow tie too. He kind of was wearing like the reverse tuxedo that everyone else was wearing, but I mean I think he looked amazing. I think that it really made him stand out again in the sea of people wearing the black penguin suits. You know, he kind of flip-flopped it, and I mean again it was tailored very well to his body, and you know it made him just kind of, it was very classy, the whole Oscars look. I think it definitely made him stand out.
Another favorite was Kevin Hart. And I loved his because he had the sequins, the beading, you know, on the trim of his jacket. He wasn't on the red carpet, I don't think, but he did.
Why not?
I don't know. He normally loves it. So
yeah, it was a Dolce & Gabbana suit. He's by far one of my best dressed men. I mean, the gems were amazing on stage, which is where he was presenting and everything, and it looked great. And I think he's just so cute and pint sized, and the suit just looks so good.
Yeah, it's hard when you're small, especially for a guy. It's hard to find a suit that is form-fitting and doesn't make you look any smaller.
Right.
Because sometimes if it's not, the right way, you could look disproportional. And I think it was a good fit for him.
That's true. Definitely. Have to talk about cutest person there, Jacob Tremblay, also in an Armani suit.
Cute.
I mean, he's basically a little Leonardo DiCaprio. Let's be real. But I loved seeing him in the audience get like excited about Star Wars and everything. Oh, yeah. And I mean, I'm actually not sure how old he is, but for a 9-year-old, I mean, the man can dress.
He looks younger than 9.
It's so funny.
Like 6. That's what I was thinking.
Ryan Seacrest asked them, were you watching the red carpet? He goes, what's your perspective of the Oscars? And he goes, a lot of legs from my perspective. Because he's so short.
Oh my god.
He looks like I swear, I was like, oh, he's cute 5 or 6-year-old. Maybe it's the picture.
I feel like
he looks really young.
A lot of child actors look younger than they are, and that's why they do so well in these kind of roles. But yeah, he's 9. He's just rocking it, I feel like.
No, he's adorable.
I mean, how do you make it? They made it such a cute, tiny little. It must be custom Armani. I mean, I don't think Armani does a line of children's wear.
I don't think so either, but you never know. I want to talk about Kate Winslet really quick. Oh my gosh, Kate, you are so beautiful. Yikes. Why would you ever pick this trash bag?
I just want to know, like, do you think she genuinely was like, this looks good? Or did she think she did it to be like, oh, I'll get people to talk about it? Like, I don't get it.
Well, even her hair looks almost like kind of wet-ish.
Yeah. God.
Hate it.
It's just a terrible look in general. I'm like, Cate, why? Why is your dress so shiny? Why does it look like, the road?
It's like she came out of the ocean from the Titanic.
Exactly.
Like she looks wet and like shiny.
It's just not working.
And she usually looks amazing too, which is I think why that was what I was saying. Some of the people that you really like thought were gonna bring it didn't necessarily bring it, and then you had some people like Mindy Kaling who you didn't really expect to bring it brought it. So I think that Kate Winslet just was a miss for me.
Yeah, Mindy Kaling looked so beautiful to me.
body.
I loved. Now it wasn't actually my favorite dress just because it just wasn't. But I
simple,
thought it fit her so well, and she looked amazing.
Yeah,
It's all about how you wear dresses, like we were saying. Like, it doesn't have to be the hottest dress, but like if it looks good, like if you wear it good.
Yeah.
Right.
Speaking of one of the hottest dresses, before we get into our best and worst dressed, we gotta talk about Margot Robbie, who just, for me, 100% on my best dress list, was almost my best dressed, but she's in this amazing Tom Ford gown.
Yes.
She is an Oscar.
She is. She's like the new it girl. I mean, that dress, she is like the statue, and I think that she just looks amazing. Her body's amazing. Her hair was amazing. I mean, I think she's really coming out and showing the world, like, I am the new it girl. I am the new hottest girl in Hollywood, and here's why.
Well, she definitely looked the part last night. That's for sure.
It.
She literally looked like an Oscar.
Yeah.
Like the way she's posed and everything, I loved it.
And I loved the black bag with it.
Yeah.
I love that she didn't go for like a lighter or a straight gold. I loved the black bag.
I don't like the I don't know what that is.
tassel?
Attached to the
tassel?
attached to the black bag. I wish she would have took that off, but everything else I'm loving.
I think the dress could have been a teeny bit shorter, just because when she walks it looks like it's like kind of just stops, and it'd be different if it kind of flowed out or was a little where you could see like the little bit of the shoe. But I think it's kind of weird.
I almost wish it pooled like Maria's, because it is sequins, and I feel like that would have either a little bit shorter or a little bit longer, so it was able to do that on the carpet.
Well, that's what I was going to say. The length kind of looks like it's meant for a train, but it doesn't, or not a full-on train, obviously, but it doesn't have one. So it kind of doesn't work in that sense. So that's a good point. Okay, let's get into our best and worst dressed.
Which one are we doing first?
Let's do worst first. And on a good note. Okay, so let's do a guy and a girl. Howard, who were yours?
Okay, so for my guy, it would have to be. Oh, it was like what's his name? Jared Leto? Is that who?
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't like that at all for him. I was the red right here. I know he was trying to stick out, but the outlining of the red and then that red thingy, it just didn't work for me. I know he wants to be a rocker and stuff like that, but it's just not right for the Oscars, in my opinion. And then my worst would have to be, I can't remember her name, but the girl from Star Wars. It was like
It is Daisy Ridley.
Daisy Ridley. It was an old lady's dress, in my opinion. I was like, Daisy, this is your moment. Like, you just came off a blockbuster. Like, you need to sway. Like, you need to swerve on this carpet. And she came out there looking like, Betty White. It just wasn't working for me. It was not working. It was one of my worst.
There you go. Who were yours?
So my worst, and I love him, so it hurts me to say it, but Michael Strahan, I couldn't do it. I mean, it was just too much. I kind of got like clown vibes, and I love him, and I think he is like the best personality on the carpet, but that suit just didn't work for me at all.
Good point.
I think maybe these bright colors make them kind of stand out in a not good way when they're too bright. And then my worst for women was Heidi Klum. And I almost think it's unforgivable because of how beautiful she is and how amazing her body is and how anything would look good on her but the dresses she picks for some reason. And so I just can't, and I am baffled that people are putting her on best dress lists. Maybe this is like something above my fashion IQ.
I don't think so. It's definitely not.
I can't even with this dress.
Yeah.
Well, my worst dress for man was definitely, oh my God, blanked. Same as you. Why am I blanking
Michael
out?
Strahan?
Michael Strahan.
Yes, Michael Strahan. I just didn't like the whole brightness, the whole bright blue. Just didn't like it. I didn't like Jared Leto either, but you could at least like hide, like you have to look really close to see the red outline. At least like Mike was so blue.
From Jared Leto, I got the bullfighter vibes.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
like in Spain.
definitely.
And girl, we didn't touch on her. I don't know why. Amy Poehler.
Oh, she was gonna be
Hated it because I have the picture here too. It kind of looks like a geisha dress. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with that kind of dress, but for the Oscars, and it's not even like a pretty form fitting. No. I just thought it looked really terrible.
she was up there on one of my worst lists. Because we're so used to seeing her do kind of, the Tina Fey dress and the Versace. They both kind of do the same thing. So I think she just wanted to mix it up, but it did not work in this instance. My worst for men, I love that we agreed on this, is Jared Leto. I just thought that, I think it was the flower. I didn't even necessarily mind the red trim. I kind of did, for sure, but the red flower, it wasn't needed. It looks cheesy to me, and the shoes with it. I get he is also, he's a rocker, but he's this amazing actor. I get do something different, but it did not pay off in this instance for me. And then my worst for women, another one that I'm sad to say, is Kerry Washington.
Really?
She was in Atelier Versace. It's one of those things. No, I was going to say it's because of the fit, but I also just don't like the dress. I think the leather top wasn't feeling. It needed to be a good 2 inches down.
Lowered, yeah.
And how she poses with obviously no woman's just going to stand up there standing straight. Of course you're going to poke a little leg out, and it made it look lopsided. And
it does.
I could see that.
And then it's like the black detail on the white skirt. It almost looks like it's there for pockets, but I didn't like it.
I don't like the material. I don't like the leather against the I don't like the clash of materials.
Yeah,
it's too obvious. I agree with you.
It looks like she's wearing armor to me.
Yeah.
And the armor look is not meant for the Oscars. But on to some good notes. Who were y'all's best?
Ooh, okay. So my best guy was Common. I love the all white on Common. I just thought he looked so elegant and it was just something different. So he really stood out to me for that. And then my best is Charlize Theron.
I loved her.
She did it. I was like, oh my gosh, Charlize, like this is like a comeback year for you.
Everything.
Like you're not even nominated and you're just slaying half of these girls up here. Oh,
I feel like this was her being like, I should have been nominated, so look how good I look dressed.
Yes.
Exactly, because look, you could tell it's no Spanx, it's no nut, like it's just
amazing
all body, and then the jewelry going right down the middle like that, gorgeous.
That's what what's her face, Olivia Wilde needed with her dress. The Charlotte necklace, she needed that.
Just love form-fitting dresses, and she just the way she poses is so perfect.
Yeah.
This is everything.
Oh yeah.
So my best for men was Kevin Hart, for sure. I just think that the gems were amazing, and the whole suit was tailored to him beautifully, and it was all black, which I think is like a really hot look on guys, especially on the carpet, even though he kind of was just on stage. But I think the whole look was a win. And my best for women was Saoirse Ronan. I loved it. She's I know she's been in the Hollywood for a little while, but as a kid, this was like her, I'm a woman and I can be sexy and classy and beautiful. I loved the whole look. She was like the full package. She was nominated for Best Actress, and this was her night to bring it. And I feel like unlike some of the other Best Actress nominees, she brought it. Compared to some of her looks from some of the other award shows, this was clearly the one that she was saving for the Oscars.
Now my best dress for a guy, and it probably should be more about the outfit than I'm going to be. For me, it's Leonardo DiCaprio because I'm so in love with him. So the way he just pulls everything off to me, it's just hot.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'm not even really looking at the outfit. I'm just looking at him.
Yeah.
So, Leonardo DiCaprio, and then for a girl, we haven't brought her up, and I feel like you're going to agree with me.
Oh, yeah.
Priyanka
Chopra.
Her dress, like, literally, if I could pick a dress to go to the Oscars, no joke, even after the past couple years, I think I would actually wear this one. That's how much I loved it. Oh, yeah. I love lace, and I love form-fitting, and I love sweetheart necklines. So she literally did all 3 of my favorite things that you could do with a dress.
Oh, yeah. It's hilarious because we have the exact same best dress.
Really?
Yes.
Even Leonardo?
My best dress for men is Leonardo DiCaprio. So in his gorgeous Armani suit. It's what he does just about every time, but I thought he stole the night. Nothing about it looked bad. He looked gorgeous in it, and it was it was his night to really show out, and that's exactly what he did. And then for my best dress for women, it was Priyanka Chopra and the most amazing Zuhair Murad dress. And I love that. I don't want to say she's not as well known as other people, because she is. She's kind of working her way up the Hollywood ladder. But I just think that she overshadowed a lot of the people who we would expect or who we were like looking for.
I feel like that's almost what makes it better.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
you go in with all these high expectations for some people, and then you get underwhelmed. But with someone like this, you have no expectations for her, and she like shatters the roof. You know, she killed it. I mean, yeah, definitely one of the best. I think not just the best of the night, but one of the best of all of award season.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Me
Is
too.
it bad? Like,
Yeah.
I didn't really know who she was before. Like,
Quantico.
I think I've
I
like,
didn't either
Yeah.
until
like I didn't, and like I'm looking at it up close here, and like I said, I love I just love that it's form-fitting, the sweetheart neckline, and I love it. Kind of had a bridal feel, especially like the whole little train, the way
Right.
it kind of did like what Maria Menounos did at the what is that
like
called? at the
pulled
end?
basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to wear that dress. Like no joke, I'm
The hair and
obsessed
makeup,
with
too.
it.
Oh, the hair and
Oh,
makeup.
everything was beautiful.
It was. Well, glad we can end on a good note. There were a lot of other people that didn't pull it off, a lot of great ones, but I think it was overall a good Oscars fashion night.
Yeah.
So this is something new that we're doing. We're going to be doing fashion and just in general after shows for all of award season. Well, now it's pretty much
Yay,
over.
I know.
So definitely check us out next year as well. As always, you can find us all at AfterBuzz TV. You can find me Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat at April Whisenhant. Where can I find y'all?
And you can find me on Twitter at Justine DiVanna 3 and on Instagram at Let's Face It with Justine.
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Dani Golub.
You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook at Howard III.
Thank y'all so much. We'll see you next year.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.